Yes, hello, good morning, grade 10s. My name is Patrick Kamala. I am a tutor and educator for mathematics and physical sciences, grade 10. So today, I want us to see how to factorize. This is very important because if you know how to factorize, you will enjoy mathematics until university. Okay. Now we're looking at factorizing trinomials. The general form of a quadratic trinomial is ax squared plus or minus bx plus or minus c. Okay, that's our general form of the quadratic trinomial. Now there are two types of quadratic trinomials that you are expected to factorize. Okay, so only two types which you are expected to factorize, and you have to know them. Now, don't forget the general one we've just talked about here. Now this one, ax squared plus or minus bx plus or minus c, is what we split to give you the two types. Okay. Now when a is equal to 1, that's the first form, whereby the coefficient of x squared is equal to 1. In other words, a equals to 1. And then another form is when the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 1. In other words, a is not equal to 1, as you're going to see in examples. Okay, let us proceed. Those are just forms of the quadratic trinomials. Now note, if we say factorize, what do we mean actually? If we say factorize, this is what we mean. Okay, this is what we mean here. The quadratic trinomials, they factorize into the product of two binomials. Let me say it again. I'm saying the quadratic trinomials factorize into the product of two binomials. So whenever we say factorize and we give you a trinomial, you have to get two binomials multiplied together. Okay. Alright, now to start with, factorizing trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Now you see here I don't have plus or minus, it's only ax squared plus or minus bx plus c. Let me give you an example. I don't want somebody to say what I'm talking about. For example, if I have something like x squared, okay, x squared, and then I say plus 3x plus 3x, okay, and then I say here plus 2 plus what? Plus 2. So this is one of this form here. As you can see, this is plus, that is x squared plus 3x plus 2, and my a is 1. Okay, there's 1 here, there's 1 here. That's why I said when a equals to 1 here. Then another example could be x squared. It would be x squared, okay, x squared, and then this time it has got a minus, not with a plus. Okay, so you can say minus x or minus 2x, okay, and then we say plus 3. So this is also a quadratic trinomial, which they can say factorize. Okay, now this is what we do. Not something that, in this case, something which is common to these two is that they all have a plus and a plus for the constant. The difference is minus and then plus here. So that is very important as we're going to do our calculations. Please note that in this first example, in the first case we're looking at, we are dealing with trinomials whereby the constant is positive. Okay, it is plus c, it is positive. Like here it's a plus 2, plus 3, and any others as we're going to see in the examples. Now this is what you do. This is what you must know, please. Now this is a method. Now if the sign before the constant is a positive, like you just said positive here, then you should know that both signs in the brackets will be the same. Let me say it again. We're saying that if the sign before the constant is a positive, then you know that both signs in the brackets will be the same. Don't forget, if there's a factorize, like in this case, you must get two brackets multiplied together. Like in here, we are going to get our brackets like this. Okay, this bracket, okay, multiplied with this other bracket here. Now, the question is, what do we put in the brackets? What do we put in the what? In the brackets. Okay. Now, in this information, we are saying that if you have got a plus here, it's positive. Right? If you have got a trinomial with a positive here, it means you're going to have two brackets like this, but those two brackets are going to have what? They're going to have the same sign. Doesn't make sense to you for the moment, but let us check it out. And you know what is amazing? Both the signs in the brackets will be the same as the sign before the coefficient of x. Oh Jesus, hope you're not confused, guys. We're saying both the signs in the brackets will be the same as the sign before the coefficient of x. Now, where is my x here? My x here is this one whose coefficient is b. Okay, we are saying if the sign on b is plus, it's going to have plus plus here. If the sign on b is minus, it's going to have minus minus here. For example, check here. This one, it is x squared minus 2x plus 3. The first thing I check, is this a plus? Yes. So the signs must be the same. But which signs must they be? They must be minus and minus. However, if I'm dealing with this one here, the signs are going to be like this. Check. I'm going to have two brackets like this again. I'm going to have two brackets like this. Anyway, let's go to the example to make this more understandable, so that we don't take too much of your time here. Okay. Now we have examples to make this simple for us. Okay. Let's say factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay. Now, this one here being a plus, I know I must have two brackets multiplied together because it's x squared. And then because there's a plus here, they're going to have the same sign. But which sign is going to be this one? That's why, guys, here I have got a plus and a plus here. Now the task is which answers are going to come in here. Now what do? We look for the factors of 6. Now factors of 6 are the numbers which multiply to give you 6. For example, 6 times 1 is 6. That's why it appears here. And then 2 times 3 is also 6. But not only being factors of 6, when you add them, they must give you the middle term, which is 5 in this case. So, what is 6 plus 1? Talk to me now. What is 6 plus 1? 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. What is 2 plus 3? It is 5. Okay. Then after that, now check your middle term. Our middle term here is 5 here, which means that the correct pair which is going to come here is going to be the 2 and the 3. So you're going to write here your 2, then here your 3. In other words, our answer is going to be written as open brackets x plus 2 close bracket, open another bracket, x plus 3 and close bracket. So guys, this is my answer, and that's how I factorize this trinomial to get x plus 2 into x plus 3. Let us proceed another example. Now, this time they say x squared minus 9x plus 20. Note again that there is a plus here. There is a plus here. So because of that, it means I'm going to have two brackets multiplied together, but having the same sign in the brackets. Why? Because of this plus here. Now, that same sign must be the sign which is the coefficient of x, that is negative. That's why there's minus here and minus here, because the coefficient has got a negative sign. Okay. Now from there, now I look for the factors of 20. That means the numbers which I multiply to get what? To get 20. For example, 20 times 1 is 20. 10 times 2 is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Now, not only that, I must check which of the pairs, when I add, I get the middle term. The middle term here is 9. So 20 plus 1 is 21. 10 plus 2 is 12. 5 plus 4 is 9, which means this 5 and a 4 is the right pair to use. So my answer is going to be here x minus 5 and then x minus 4. That's my answer. So when I factorize x squared minus 9x plus 20, my answer becomes x minus 5 into x minus 4. X minus 5 into what? Into x minus 4. Okay, you deserve another example, don't you? Let us check it out. Now, this time they say factorize 2x squared plus 18x plus 36. Now, if there's a coefficient here on x squared, I have to first check if I can be in a position to factorize it out first. So this is 2. Now 18 is the same as 9 times 2. What about 36? 18 times 2, which means 2 is common here and here and here. That's why I put outside brackets the 2. Okay, so I'm left with x squared here, 9x plus 18. Then now I check again. We said if the sign here is positive, I'm going to have two brackets multiplied together, but having the same sign. Which sign is the coefficient of the middle term? That is plus. That's why there's plus here and plus here. Then I look for the factors of 18. That is 18 times 1, 18. 9 times 2, 18. 6 times 3, 18. But which of these factors, when I add them, I get the middle term. Now my middle term here, when I add, so this is going to be 19 here, this is going to be 10 here, this is 9 here. If you look at my question, the middle term there is what? It is 9. So this is the right pair to use. I must use 6 and 3. So I'm going to say here it's going to be x plus 6 and then x plus 3. So that is my answer. I hope we are together. So that's my answer. Don't forget I've got this tweak here because it came along with this. Okay, so it's a 2 open brackets x plus 6 close brackets x plus 3. Now let's look at another form of the trinomial. Now when we have a minus here, that is to say x squared plus minus bx minus c. Now this is what happens. We are going to have two brackets again multiplied together, but this time they're going to have opposite signs in the brackets. We're going to have what? Opposite signs in the brackets. That means we're going to have one bracket with a minus. What about the other bracket with a plus? And then the larger of the two factors will get the sign before the coefficient of x. Take note of this, guys. We are saying that the larger of the two factors will get the sign before the coefficient of x, such that where the difference between the factors will result in the exact value for the coefficient of x. Okay, we are saying that where the difference between the factors will result in the exact value for the coefficient of x. Let me explain it properly. We take example 4 here. We take example 4. We take example 4. Now, as you see, the question says factorize. This is minus. Being a minus, I'm going to have two different signs in the brackets. Okay? Plus and minus. I beg your pardon here. It's supposed to be plus here. One of them plus, the other one minus. Okay? So I must make sure to be plus here. Now, after that, now I look for the factors of 6. Okay? Now check here. Now 6 times 1, I get 6. 3 times 2, I get 6. But we said in the notes that the larger factor takes the sign of the coefficient. So in other words, guys, 6 times 1 is 6, but the sign here is what? Negative. So the 6 must be made negative, then the smaller must be made positive. Did you hear that? Now take this out. 3 times 2 is 6. Which one is larger? It is 3. So 3 must be made what? Negative. Why? Because the coefficient of middle term is negative. So it's not going to be positive here. Okay. So after that now, then we check. Negative 6 plus 1, it gives me negative 5. Negative what? 5. But negative 3 plus 2, it gives me negative 1. Then I look at my middle term again. This is negative 1. Because of negative 1 here and here, it means this is the correct pair to be used. This is the correct pair to be used. In other words, my answer is going to be x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Let me explain again. I said because of this minus here, I'm going to have two brackets multiplied, but with different brackets in this but with different signs in the bracket. That's to say with a plus and a minus right together. Then get the factors of 6, which give you 6, but the larger factor must have the sign of the coefficient with the middle term, which is negative here. In this case, I had 6 and 1, and then 3 and 2. 6 is bigger than 1, that's why I made it 6. But negative 6 plus 1 gives me negative 5, which is not here, so I don't consider that. Then if I take negative 3 and positive 2 and I add them together, I get negative 1, which is the middle term here, which means that the right pair is going to be negative 3 and positive 2. Why? Because negative 3 plus 2, it gives me negative 1, which is the middle term. Okay, so that's why my answer is x plus 2, open brackets, x minus 3. I think you deserve another example, don't you? Let's proceed. Let's take example 5. Let's take example 5. Is it really 5? Nothing else up there? Yes, let's take example 5. Let's factorize x squared plus 11x minus 12. Now, the first thing to note here is the minus. Being a minus, I'm going to have brackets with the two different signs, a plus and a minus. Then the question is, which one is going to put where? I look at the middle term. It's got a positive coefficient. So, being a positive, it means that the larger factor must be positive. Okay. Now 12 is the same as 12 times 1, 6 times 2, and 4 times 3. Now the larger sign must be positive. Let us do that first. Larger sign must be what? Positive. Okay. So positive here, then minus here. Okay. 6 is larger than 2, right? So positive on the 6, then minus on the 2. Then 4 is larger than 3, so positive 4, and then negative 3. Now after that, we don't stop there. We are going to ask ourselves, when we add, what do we get? Now when I add the positive 12 plus negative 1, I get positive 11. I get positive what? 11. When I add positive 6 and negative 2, I get positive 4. When I add positive 4 plus negative 3, I get positive 1. Then I check which of these is the exact value of the middle term. Check it out, guys. This is positive 11. So meaning that my pair is going to be plus 12 minus 1. That's why I'm going to put here plus 12 and then minus 1. So this is my answer. So in other words, when I factorize x squared plus 11x minus 12, I must get, open brackets, x plus 12 into another brackets, x minus 1. I hope we are together. Do you want another example? Let's check it out. Now they say here 2x squared plus 14x minus 36. Like we said, if there is a number here, first take out the highest common factor if it is possible. Somebody can say, what if it's not possible? Then you use the cross method, which is coming just ahead. Okay, so if you take this out, now 14 divided by 2, I get 7, that's why it is 7x here. 36 divided by 2, I get 18, that's why it is 18 here. Now this one being a minus, I'm going to have two brackets multiplied together, but with different signs. Okay, it's going to be plus and minus. Okay, don't forget that which came along here. So that I get my factors of 18. That's 18 times 1 is 18, 9 times 2, 18, 6 times 3, 18. But which factor is the middle term? Which sign is on the middle term? It is positive, which means this positive is going to go on the highest coefficient. So 18 is bigger than 1, so it's going to be positive here. What about on the one? Negative. Okay. Then 9 is bigger than 2, so it's going to be positive. The 9. What about 2? Negative. Then 6 is bigger than 3, so what am I going to get here? Positive on the 6. What about on the 3? Negative. Now when I add them, positive 18 plus negative 1, it gives me what? It gives me positive 17. It gives me what? 17 here. Okay. What about when I add positive 9 plus negative 2? It gives me positive 7. Okay. What about when I add positive 6 plus negative 3? It gives me positive 3. Then now I check the middle term. Which of these is the exact value for the middle term? It happens to be positive 7, so it means this one here is going to be my right pair to use to get my answer. So in other words, my answer is going to be x plus 9, open brackets, x minus 2. I hope you understand this time. Okay. Now this one brings us to the cross method. The cross method is used when the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 1 and with no highest common factor from the three terms of the trinomial. We take example 7 here. We take example factorize 3x squared plus 4x minus 4. Method. Now place the factors of 3 on the left hand side of the cross and the factors of 4 on the right hand side. Then multiply diagonally across the lines to obtain two numbers, which when added or subtracted will make up the coefficient of x, which is 4 in this case. Let me say it again. We are saying here that the method says now you place the factors of 3 on the left. This 3 here, this 3 on the left. On the left hand side of the cross, and then the factors of 4 on on the right hand side. This 4 here, ne? On the right hand side, as you can see, this is left, this is right. Ne? After that, then multiply diagonally across the lines to obtain two numbers such that when added or subtracted will make what? The coefficient of x, whereby in this case is what is the 4. Now the form talking about this one here, this is the form talking about here, the middle term, okay? Now let us check it out. Let us check it out. Let us check it out. What do you mean exactly, teacher, here? This is what I mean here. Now check this out. This is 3 is what you see here. This negative 4 is what you see here. Okay, so to get my factors, I begin by putting 1 and 1 here. I say 3 times 1, it is 3. Negative 4 times 1, negative 4, as you see them here. Then what comes next gonna be the cross. Okay, so I'm gonna cross 3 times 1 and then 1 times negative 4. Now talk to me, somebody. What is 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, then plus 4, 1 times negative 4. That gives us what? It gives us negative 4. Okay, it gives us negative 4. Now when I add 3 plus negative 4, what do I get? It gives me negative 1. Now this negative 1 is not the middle term. As you can see, it is supposed to be positive 4. So I make changes. Okay, now because 3 is a prime number, I can't change it, but I rather change the 4. 4 is the same as 2 times 2. So if I say negative 2 times 2, it gives me negative 4. Alright, and then 3 times 1 is also 3. So I'm going to do another cross, and I use the name cross method. So 3 times 2, which is 6, 1 times negative 2, which is negative 2. Then I'm going to add the 6 with the negative 2. So 3 times 2, 3 times 2, it is this 6, which you see here, people. And then plus 1 times negative 2. What do we get? 1 times negative 2. It gives me negative 2. So when I add the positive 6 and negative 2, it gives me what? I get positive 4. I get positive 4. Look at my middle term. It's positive 4, which means it's the right pair to use. Ne? Somebody can say, sir, are you sure? Check this one out. If I decided to use 3 and negative 2 and then 1 and positive 2, I was going to get 3 times negative 2, it's negative 6, and then plus 1 times 2, it is what? It is 2. So negative 6 plus 2, it gives me negative 4. But as you saw in my middle term, I was having a positive 4. Now the question is, how do you write the answer? Please pay attention here. Now after knowing the right pair to use, this is how I write my answers. Okay. Now my answers to be written here, I delete this. I simply put x. I put x on the first terms here. It's going to be 3x minus 2 multiplied by 1x and then plus 2. So in other words, I'm going to have two brackets whereby I'm going to have 3x minus 2 multiplied by 1x plus 2, and that will be my answer. So therefore, it means that my answer for this question is going to be what? It's going to be, what did we say? It's going to be 3x minus 2. 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2 multiplied by what? Multiplied by 1x, or you can say x. Let's check it out. It is 1x plus 2, okay, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. So this is my answer, guys, and that's how we use the cross method. I think you deserve another example, don't you think so? Let us proceed. Now next here they say, we take example 8, factorize 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now again, the 2 is what you see here, the 3 is what you see here, then we put 1 and 1 here, okay? Now 2 times 1, it is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, which 3 is here, 2 times 1 is 2, which 2 is here, 3 times 1 is the 3 which you see here, but then I'm going to cross. I'm going to cross to see what happens. So if I cross 2 times 1, what do I get? I get 2. I get 2. Then plus another cross 1 times 3, I get 3. Okay, so when I add the 2 and 3, what do I get? I get 5, fortunately. So because my coefficient here is 5, it means it's going to be the right pair here. Somebody can say, what if me I interchange this? Now check this out. If you had interchanged and written 1 times 3 here, you're going to get something like this. Let's check it out. After crossing 2 times 3, that is 6. 1 times 1, that's 1. You can see that this 2 times 3 is 6, ne? So 6 plus 1, what do you get? You get 7. And the 7 is not the middle term, so it means that 7 is not the right pair to use. So again, what do? We say to get your answer, you simply put x here and x here, like this. So it's going to be 2x, okay, 2x, and then now plus 3, and then times 1x plus what? Plus 1. 1x plus 1. So in other words, my answer is going to be like this. It's going to be 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3 multiplied by what? By 1x plus 1. 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3 multiplied by 1x plus 1. So this is how I use the cross method. Don't you think you are comfortable now, or you want another example? What do you say? Okay, the last example. Here they say factorize again. Factorize. Now when we do factorize this question, it says here that 6x squared minus x minus 2. Now the 6 here is what you see here, the negative 2 is what you see here. Let us multiply. 6 times 1, 6. Negative times 1 is negative 2. Let us now cross. Now when I do cross 6 times 1, it gives me what? It gives me 6, right? It gives me 6. Okay. It gives me 6. And then now plus. If I cross now the 1 times negative 2, it gives me negative 2. So plus negative 2. Plus negative 2. Plus negative 2 here. So 6 plus negative 2. What do we get, guys? 6 plus negative 2 gives us 4. But power 4, check this out again. Now this 4 is not here, so that's not correct. I check something else. Now if I check here now and I say 2 times 1, by the way, this one was 6, that's why I say here 2 times 3, because it must give me the same 6 which is here. So 2 times 3 is 6, negative 2 times 1 is also negative. Now if I cross this, I'm going to have something like this. It's going to be, now talk to me, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Let's check it out again. We are saying 2 times 1 is 2, positive, then plus 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So now 2 plus negative 6 gives me what? 2 plus negative 6 gives me, it gives me negative 4. Check my middle term, is it negative 4? Nope, my middle term is negative 1, so I have another pair to try out. Now check this out. Yes, check this out. 3 times 1 and then plus 2 times negative 2. Now 3 times 1, guys, it is positive 3. Okay, and then plus 2 times negative 2, it is negative 4. So this is negative 4 here. Now when I add negative 4 plus 3, I get negative 1. Wow, thank you Jesus, I get negative 1 here. Because I have negative 1, which was the coefficient of the middle term, it means that my answer is going to be this one. It's going to be the 3x minus 2. It's going to be what? 3x minus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 1. X plus what? Plus 1. Okay, so when I'm done with that, my final is going to be what? 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2, okay, multiplied by 2x plus 1, 2x plus what? Plus 1. I hope you understood this cross method. Okay, so this is your activity to do. Please do all these numbers, only these 10 questions. I can promise you, if you can pass these questions here, you will never fail factorizing questions again, as far as I am concerned. Okay, thanks so much for watching. This is Patrick Kamala, a tutor and educator for mathematics and physical science grade 10 here in Pulkwan at Rostec College. Yes, bye bye, catch you.